Mr. Carter, your daughter thought we stole this truck. She raised hell because this truck raised 5 of my kids. We cleared the drama. Now let's save your legacy.
Please make her shine enough for Leslie to remember Carter, had whispered, his voice cracking like dry wood under the brutal winter cold, as he leaned his heavily conged back on a metal cane, standing before the rusted ruins of his 1970 Chevrolet C10 long bed, standing there in the overgrown grass, watching this 85-year-old patriarch bundle up in a faded orange tee just to face his past. I realized the massive layer of sun-baked silt and deep structural rust burying this classic truck was far more than just a messy exterior. It was the literal physical weight of a father's grueling sacrifice, left to rot in the dark. Carter had bought this long bed truck brand new right after leaving his factory job, using it as a daily workhorse to pull extra side jobs and haul plywood across the rails, just to support his 5 kids and take them camping every single summer, until time ran out and the engine went dead in 1984. Now this tired old father stood there, his silver hair messy in the breeze, eyes fixed on the tattered metal, and the faded word "mine" scribbled on the dusty hood, as if apologizing to the steel for letting 40 years of damp barn moisture eat away their family's proudest memories. I saw a man whose broken body mirrored the shattered steering column of his truck, and I knew that right after his daughter Leslie drove an hour to our shop, guns blazing, thinking we stole her childhood treasure, I had to turn this entire disaster around and polish this tattered sheet metal, because a father's dignity is worth every bit of hard labor. The C10 was the absolute most trashed interior we have ever seen in 6 years of making videos. The putrid smell of rodent nests and decayed organic matter hitting me like a concrete wall the moment I pried open the door and finding that critters had literally ripped every single ounce of foam out of the frame and stacked it up to the bottom of the seat. There was no cushion left, just a tattered strip of vinyl hanging off a bare wire skeleton, and the truck bed was packed with feces and rusted through holes that made it truly hard to even look at. But every time I sprayed our iron remover and watched the chemical reaction bleed purple streaks across the white oxidized bumper, I was not just cleaning a vehicle, I was unearthing the tangible fragments of a family's hustle. I spent 14 grueling hours meticulously scooping out piles of debris and using a wool pad with a heavy compound to cut through 40 years of severe oxidation without shredding our equipment, because when a hero's memory is on the line, I refused to do a less than perfect job. When we finally lifted the shop door for the big reveal and Leslie saw the deep burgundy paint catching the light through the rust, she completely lost it, realizing her dad's old camping truck wasn't a piece of junk anymore. It is never just about the stains, it is about acknowledging that our history is worth the hard work, and that even when our bodies are Kong and we need a cane to stand, our legacy deserves to be polished until it shines. 14 hours of sweat to trade for a daughter's tears as she finally saw her father's reflection in the clean metal is a price far too cheap for me. But what about you? If your family's ultimate treasure was rotting away in a forgotten barn, would you spend the days of sweat to bring it back, or would you let the rust bury the memory forever? Comment your choice below, and are you ready to see your own legacy shine again?